There are moments in life when someone gives you a warning that sounds ridiculous. A sentence so strange, so impossible, that you smile, forget about it, and continue living your life. That's exactly what I did. 3 days after my grandfather died, I inherited an old radio, along with a handwritten note. It contained only 3 rules. Never turn the radio on after midnight. If it turns on by itself, do not speak. If you ever hear your own name, switch it off immediately. I laughed. It sounded like the kind of story people tell around a campfire. I packed the radio into my car and drove home. For 2 days it sat untouched in the corner of my apartment. There were no batteries, no power cable, nothing. On the 3rd night, at exactly 12:09, I woke up because of a soft mechanical click. A pale green light filled the room. The radio was glowing. I froze. I knew I had never plugged it in. The room suddenly became cold. Cold enough that I could see my own breath. A low hiss came from the speaker. Static, soft, endless. As if someone very far away was trying to find the right frequency. Then the tuning dial began moving by itself, slowly, click, click, until it stopped. 9,000. Everything became completely silent. 5 seconds passed. Then, a calm male voice whispered from inside the speaker. Evan. Every muscle in my body locked. If you can hear me. The voice suddenly broke apart in loud static. Another voice interrupted him, lower, colder. He's listening. The room became even colder. And before I could move, the speaker made another quiet click. The radio suddenly went silent. I stood there, unable to breathe. My apartment was completely still. No traffic outside, no neighbors, no wind against the windows. Just silence. Then, a single burst of static, loud enough to make me jump. The green light disappeared. The speaker went dark. Everything was over, or so I thought. I stepped closer, carefully. My hand was only a few inches away from the radio when another sound came through the speaker. A slow, heavy breathing. Someone was breathing into the microphone, not speaking, just breathing. I couldn't move. Every instinct told me to walk away instead. I leaned closer. Then the breathing stopped. The same calm voice returned. Evan, I'm running out of time. You must listen carefully. I swallowed. Without thinking, I whispered, "Who are you?" The apartment instantly shook with a violent blast of static. The speaker screamed. Every light in my apartment flickered. The voice disappeared. Another one answered, much deeper, much closer. He spoke. A long silence followed. Then, several voices began whispering at once. Too many to understand. Men, women, children, old people, all speaking over one another. Faster, louder, closer. Their words slowly became clear. He answered. He can hear us. He opened the channel. I stumbled backward. The room suddenly felt much smaller. The temperature kept falling. Frost slowly spread across the inside of my window. That wasn't possible. It was the middle of summer. The whisper stopped at the exact same moment. One final voice, soft enough to sound almost human, spoke only one sentence. Look behind you. Every hair on my body stood up. I refused. I stared directly at the radio. Seconds passed. Nothing happened. Then, from somewhere behind me, very close, I heard the sound of a chair slowly sliding across the wooden floor. I lived alone. I closed my eyes. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe grief was finally catching up with me. Then came another sound. Footsteps. 1, 2, 3, walking toward me, slowly, deliberately, stopping only a few feet behind my back. I could feel someone standing there, watching me. The radio crackled once more. The calm voice returned. Whatever you do, don't turn around. I didn't move. Every instinct in my body screamed at me to run. But my legs refused to obey. I could still feel it. Someone or something standing only a few feet behind me. The apartment was silent again. No breathing, no footsteps. Only the faint electrical hum coming from the radio. Then, the calm voice spoke again. It's waiting. Don't let it know you're afraid. My heart pounded so hard it hurt. I wanted to ask what was behind me. I wanted to scream. Instead, I stayed perfectly still. Several long seconds passed. Then I noticed something strange. The shadow in front of me was changing. The only light in the room came from the glowing radio. It should have cast only my shadow onto the floor. But there were two, mine, and another one, much taller, standing directly behind me. It wasn't moving, neither was I. Then the second shadow slowly lifted one arm. I didn't. Cold rushed through my entire body. The radio crackled. Do not acknowledge it. It can only stay if you know it's there. I squeezed my eyes shut. Maybe this wasn't real. Maybe I was dreaming. Maybe grief had finally broken my mind. Then I felt it. A cold breath. Right against the back of my neck. So close. It couldn't have been more than an inch away. Every muscle locked. The whisper came next. Not from the radio. From behind me. So, you finally hear us. The voice sounded wrong. Almost human. But not quite. Like several people speaking with one mouth. I clenched my fists. the radio suddenly shouted, "Run!" At that exact moment, every light in the apartment exploded. Glass shattered across the floor. The room fell into complete darkness. Something rushed toward me. I didn't think. I ran. I crashed into the hallway, slammed the bedroom door behind me. The apartment became silent. No footsteps, no voices, nothing. I stayed there for what felt like an hour. Eventually, the sun began to rise. When daylight filled the apartment, I slowly walked back into the living room. The radio sat exactly where I had left it, dark, lifeless, as if nothing had happened. Then I noticed something lying on the floor beside it. A small cassette tape. I was certain it hadn't been there before. Across the faded label, someone had written my name. Underneath it, only 4 words. Recorded, tomorrow play alone. I didn't touch the cassette. Not at first. I stood there, staring at my own name. The handwriting wasn't my grandfather's, it wasn't mine. The letters looked rushed, as if whoever wrote them had been in a hurry. Recorded tomorrow, play alone. I picked it up. It felt warm. Not from the sunlight, from the inside that made no sense. I turned the cassette over. There was no brand, no date, no markings except one tiny number. 9. The same number carved into the radio. I searched every box my grandfather had left behind until I found an old portable cassette player. The batteries were almost dead. The tape hissed as it began to turn for several seconds. Nothing, only static. Then, I heard someone breathing, slow, uneven, terrified. My own voice broke the silence. If you're hearing this, then I didn't make it. Every hair on my arm stood up. I knew that voice. It was mine. Exactly mine. Not someone who sounded similar, mine. The recording continued. Don't waste time trying to understand. There isn't enough. You'll start noticing things. People will forget conversations. Clocks will lose minutes. Phones will ring without anyone calling. When that begins, it means they already know where you are. My breathing became faster. The recording paused. Then my voice whispered something that made my blood run cold. Do not trust the man in the blue jacket. I frowned. I didn't know anyone wearing a blue jacket. The tape clicked, silence. Then my recorded voice spoke again.
I know you don't believe me,
I didn't believe myself either.
but in less than 1 hour,
Someone will knock on your apartment door.
no matter what you hear,
Do not open it. The tape ended. The player stopped for a long time. I simply sat there, trying to convince myself this was an elaborate prank. Someone had copied my voice. Artificial intelligence, editing, anything. There had to be a rational explanation. I looked at the clock, 8:17 a.m. I laughed quietly. This is ridiculous. I made coffee, turned on the television, tried to think about anything else. Exactly 43 minutes later, 3 slow knocks echoed through the apartment. Knock, knock, knock. I froze. someone stood outside my front door. Then a friendly voice called out, "Delivery." I hadn't ordered anything. Another knock, package for Evan. I slowly walked toward the door. My hand reached the handle. Then I remembered the cassette. No matter what you hear, do not open it. I stepped back. The knocking stopped. Silence. A full minute passed. Then, from the other side of the door, a calm male voice quietly said, "I know you're listening." I didn't answer. I didn't move. The voice outside the door waited patiently. Then it spoke again. "Evan, I've been trying to reach you." My heart stopped. I had never told anyone my name. Not the delivery company. Not my neighbors. No one. The apartment fell completely silent. Then, 3 more knocks, slow, evenly spaced. Knock, knock, knock. I looked through the peephole. The hallway was empty. No delivery driver, no package, nothing. I blinked, looked again, still nothing. Then, someone whispered directly into the peephole, "I can see you." I stumbled backward. That was impossible. No one had been standing there. The voice continued speaking through the door, calm, almost friendly. "You shouldn't have listened. Now they know your voice." The radio suddenly came to life behind me. Static exploded through the apartment. The calm voice from the night before returned. "Get away from the door." Now, the knocking immediately became violent. Bang, bang, bang. The entire door shook inside its frame. Pictures fell from the walls. The lights flickered. Then, everything stopped. Complete silence. I waited. 1 minute. 2 minutes. Nothing. Finally, I opened the apartment door. The hallway was empty. No footsteps, no elevator moving, no sound at all. Only a small brown package sitting exactly in front of my apartment. There was no shipping label, no address, no company logo, only my name, written in black ink. I should have left it there. Instead, I carried it inside. The box was surprisingly light. Inside was a single photograph. My apartment building, taken from across the street. At night, every window was dark, except mine. Someone had circled my window with a red marker. On the back of the photograph were 6 handwritten words. "We are closer than yesterday." A cold chill ran through my body. I rushed to the living room window and looked outside. Cars passed. People walked their dogs. Everything looked perfectly normal. Then, across the street, a man stood perfectly still. He wasn't looking at the building. He was looking directly at me. He wore a dark blue jacket. The exact words from the cassette echoed in my mind. "Do not trust the man in the blue jacket." He slowly smiled. Then, without taking his eyes off me, he raised an old portable radio to his ear. A burst of static filled my apartment. And at that exact moment, the radio behind me quietly whispered, "He's found you." "He's found you." The words echoed through the apartment. Then the radio went silent. I looked back toward the window. The man was gone. No footsteps, no passing car, He had simply disappeared. I searched the entire street. Nothing. Only ordinary people beginning their morning. For several minutes, I convinced myself I'd imagined everything. Until my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. Instead, I answered. There was no one on the line, only static. The same static from the radio. Then, a familiar voice whispered, "Evan." It was my grandfather, not someone who sounded like him. It was his voice, exactly as I remembered it. Calm, patient. "You don't have much time. I made a mistake. I thought destroying the radio would end it. It only opened another door." My throat tightened. "Grandpa?" Silence. Then his voice returned. "If the man in the blue jacket speaks to you, do not answer. If he offers help, walk away. If he already knows your name, it's too late." The call ended. I stared at my phone. No missed call, no record, nothing, as if it had never happened. Then someone knocked on my apartment door again. Only once. Softly. I didn't move. A woman's voice spoke from the hallway. "Maintenance. We've had reports of electrical problems." I remained silent. "We only need a minute." Another pause. Then, a man's voice joined her. "It's safe." The exact same calm tone as the man outside earlier. I backed away from the door. The radio suddenly switched on by itself. Static filled the room. The familiar calm voice spoke urgently. "They're learning. They're copying. They can imitate anyone now." Every knock outside stopped immediately. Then, both voices spoke together, perfectly synchronized. "If you don't open the door, we'll come in another way." At that exact moment, every television in the neighboring apartments turned on. I could hear them through the walls, every one of them, playing the same loud burst of static. Then, hundreds of voices whispered together, not just from my apartment, from every apartment around me, repeating the same sentence. "Channel 9 is open. Channel 9 is open. Channel 9 is open." The radio crackled one final time. Then the calm voice whispered something that made my blood run cold. "They've never reached this many people before." "They've never reached this many people before." I stood frozen. The whispers coming through the walls stopped as suddenly as they had begun. Every television in the building went silent. Every apartment. At exactly the same moment, I grabbed my keys for the first time. I knew I couldn't stay there. I left the apartment without taking anything except my phone, my wallet, and my grandfather's radio. The moment I picked it up, the green light flashed once, almost as if it approved. hallway was empty. Too empty. Normally, my neighbors were already leaving for work. Children running. Doors opening. Someone arguing over a parking space. That morning, nothing. Even the elevator wasn't moving. I pressed the button. No response. The display remained dark. I sighed and started down the stairs. The emergency lights flickered above me. 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors. Something felt wrong. I should have reached the lobby by now. Instead, I looked up at the wall. Floor 9. I frowned. That wasn't possible. My apartment was on the 6th floor. I continued downward. Another flight of stairs, another landing. Again. Floor 9. The air became colder. The radio hissed softly in my hands. I hurried faster. Running now. The numbers kept repeating. 999. Every landing. Every floor. The building no longer made sense. Then, I heard footsteps above me. Someone else was using the stairs. Slow, unhurried, following me. I looked up. A man stood several floors above, too far away to see clearly. But I recognized one thing immediately. The blue jacket. He wasn't walking. He was simply standing there, watching. Then he began descending. 1 step. Every few seconds. As if he already knew I couldn't escape. The radio suddenly crackled. Stop running. I froze. The calm voice continued.
Close your eyes, count to 9.
Do not look at him.
I didn't understand.
But I obeyed. 1, 2, 3. The footsteps continued. 4, 5. Closer.
6,
7. My heart pounded inside my chest.
8,
The footsteps stopped directly in front of me.
9.
The radio whispered, "Now open your eyes." I did. The staircase was empty.
No man,
No footsteps.
no blue jacket.
Only a single door I had never seen before. Painted black, with a brass number fixed to the center.
9.
The handle slowly turned. From the inside. The handle slowly turned. From the inside. I couldn't breathe. The black door opened only a few inches. Darkness waited beyond it. Not ordinary darkness. It felt deep. As if the room behind the door was much larger than the building itself. The radio vibrated in my hands. The calm voice whispered, "Don't go in." Before I could step back, another voice came from behind the door, my own voice. "Evan, it's me. I finally found the exit." Every muscle in my body froze. It sounded exactly like me. Not similar. Identical. If you leave now, you'll never know how this ends. The door opened a little farther inside. I could barely make out an old wooden room. Dust floated through the air. In the center stood a table, and on that table, another radio, exactly like mine. The same black metal, the same silver dials, the same number, 9. I felt myself taking 1 step forward, then another. The radio in my hands suddenly burst into loud static. "Stop!" The voice shouted louder than ever before. "That's not your voice. It's learning. The room behind the door changed for just a fraction of a second. The wooden walls disappeared instead. I saw hundreds of old radios stacked from floor to ceiling. Thousands of them. Every one glowing green, every one tuned to channel 9. Then, every speaker turned on at once. Hundreds of voices began whispering together. Not random words. My name. Evan. The whispers grew louder until they became impossible to ignore. I covered my ears, it didn't help. The voices weren't coming from outside anymore. They were inside my head. Then, one voice became perfectly clear. I've been waiting for you since your grandfather escaped. The room became silent again. The black door slowly opened all the way at the far end. Someone stepped out of the darkness. An old man, gray hair, wearing my grandfather's coat. For one impossible second, I thought he was alive. He slowly raised his head. His face wasn't my grandfather's. It had no face at all, only moving static. And from inside that living static, a smile began to appear. A smile began to appear, not on a face. Inside the static itself, lines of white noise twisted, shifting into the outline of a mouth, then two empty eyes watching me. The figure took one slow step forward. The sound wasn't a footstep. It was the sharp crackle of an old radio changing frequencies. Click. Another step. Click. The radio in my hands became so hot I almost dropped it. The calm voice spoke urgently. Don't let it touch you. If it does, it will remember you forever. I backed away. The faceless figure kept walking, slowly, never rushing, as though it already knew where I would end up. Then, every radio inside the room switched on. Thousands of green lights filled the darkness. Static surrounded me from every direction. Voices began speaking, not shouting, not whispering, simply talking. Like hundreds of conversations happening at once. Some were crying, some were laughing, some were begging for help. Then I realized something that made my stomach tighten. Every voice was introducing itself. My name is Daniel. My name is Sarah. My name is Michael. My name is Olivia. The list never ended. Thousands of names, thousands of people. The calm voice interrupted. They all answered. They all spoke back. They all believed they were talking to someone else. The faceless figure stopped only a few feet away, its head tilted slightly. Then, it spoke with my grandfather's voice. You've grown. A second later, it changed. Now it sounded exactly like my mother, then my best friend, then me, perfectly. I've been waiting for this. The words came from my own voice. I wanted to run, but the doorway behind me had disappeared. There was only darkness. The room had become endless. The figure slowly raised one hand. Its fingers dissolved into streams of moving static. The radio suddenly screamed, "Close your eyes! Do not listen." Without thinking, I shut my eyes tightly. The voices became louder, thousands of them, repeating the same sentence. Tell us your name, tell us your name, tell us your name. I pressed my hands over my ears, it didn't matter. The voices were inside my head now. Then, everything became silent, too silent. I slowly opened my eyes. The room was gone. I was standing back in the apartment stairwell. The black door had vanished. The staircase looked normal again. For a moment, I wondered if any of it had happened. Then my phone vibrated. One new voicemail. Duration: 9 seconds. I never answered the phone. I never heard it ring. With shaking hands, I pressed play. I pressed play. With shaking hands, I pressed play. At first, there was only silence. Exactly 9 seconds of silence. I was about to stop the recording when someone whispered, not into the phone, into my ear. Wrong speaker. I pulled the phone away. The voicemail was still playing, but no sound came from it anymore. Instead, the radio in my hand switched on by itself. The voicemail had moved. It was coming through the radio. The voice was mine, older, tired, breathing heavily. If you're hearing this, you've already entered the signal. There isn't much time. You still think channel 9 is a frequency. It isn't. It's a place. My heart skipped a beat. The recording continued. It exists wherever someone listens. It doesn't need wires. It doesn't need electricity. It only needs attention. The static grew louder. My older voice struggled to continue. Grandfather tried to destroy every radio.
He failed.
Because the radios aren't the door.
We are.
A sharp burst of static interrupted the message. Then, my voice returned much weaker.
If you ever see the blue-jacketed man again,
don't run.
he wants you to run.
He follows movement.
He can't follow silence.
The recording stopped. The radio became quiet. I looked around the stairwell. Everything appeared normal.
Concrete walls, metal railings, emergency lights.
Nothing unusual. Then I noticed something I hadn't seen before. Every apartment door was slightly open, only an inch, just enough for darkness to show through. None of them had been open earlier. As I stared, every door slowly opened a little wider. Not all at once, one after another. Creak, creak, creak. No one stepped outside, no voices called out. Only darkness waited inside every apartment. Then, a child laughed. Somewhere behind one of the doors, another child answered.
Then another.
Soon, dozens of children were laughing throughout the building.
Happy, carefree,
Almost normal, until they all stopped at exactly the same moment. One small voice quietly asked,
Is Evan still listening?
Every apartment answered together.
Yes.
The emergency lights went out. The stairwell disappeared into complete darkness.
Only one light remained.
The green glow of the radio. It illuminated a single figure standing one flight below me.
The man in the blue jacket.
This time,
He wasn't smiling.
He slowly raised one finger
placed it against his lips,
and silently asked me
not to make a sound.
The blue-jacketed man never spoke. He simply stood there, one hand still raised, one finger resting against his lips. Silence. Then, the radio whispered, "Don't be afraid of him. Be afraid if he starts talking." The man slowly lowered his hand. Without making a sound, he turned around and began walking away. Not quickly, almost inviting me to follow. Every instinct told me to leave. Instead, I followed him. One floor, then another. The building no longer looked familiar. The walls became older. The paint peeled away, the lights disappeared, the air smelled of dust and burned wires. Finally, he stopped in front of a steel door. Unlike the black door, this one looked real, old, rusty. A faded sign hung above it. Maintenance room. The man pulled the door open, then stepped aside for the first time. He looked directly into my eyes. His lips moved. No sound came out. Only one word. Listen. Then he vanished. Not slowly, not into darkness. He simply wasn't there anymore. The radio crackled. "Go inside." I stepped into the room. It was much larger than it should have been. Old shelves, broken equipment, dust everywhere in the center. A wooden desk on it. Hundreds of cassette tapes. Every tape had a different name. Daniel, Sarah, Michael, Olivia. Thousands of voices, thousands of lives. Then I found one tape with my grandfather's name. I placed it into an old recorder. The tape began turning. His voice filled the room. "If you found this, then I've already failed. I thought I could destroy Channel 9. I was wrong. There was never a machine. There was never a station. There was never a signal. There was only a listener." The tape hissed loudly, then continued. "Every generation chooses one person. Someone who can hear the voices. I believed I could end it. But all I did was pass it to you." I closed my eyes. No. The tape continued anyway. "The man in the blue jacket isn't your enemy. He's the last person who refused to listen. He can no longer hear them. That's why they can't take him." The room suddenly shook. Every cassette player switched on at once. Hundreds of recordings began playing together. Different voices, different years, different people, all saying the same sentence. I thought I was the last. The radio screamed. They found this room. The lights exploded. The walls cracked one by one. Every cassette burst into flames. My grandfather's voice returned one final time. "Evan, there is only one way to close Channel 9. You must make sure that no one ever hears." The tape suddenly stopped. The recorder melted into silence before he could finish. Someone behind me calmly completed the sentence. Your final transmission. Your final transmission.
Your final transmission. I turned around. No one was there. The room was empty. Every cassette had burned to ash. The shelves were collapsing. The only thing still untouched was the radio. Its green light pulsed slowly, waiting. The calm voice returned one last time. Evan, this is your choice. You can leave, but if you do, someone else will answer. The room trembled. From somewhere beyond the walls, thousands of radios switched on together. Static filled the air, not loud, not painful, almost peaceful, like rain falling in the distance. Then, every voice I had heard over the last few days returned. My grandfather, the people trapped inside the recordings, the children, the strangers, even my own future voice, all speaking together. Ended. I looked down at the radio. For the first time, I understood. Channel 9 wasn't hunting people, it was hunting listeners. Every person who answered became another voice, another warning, another echo. The radio wasn't alive, the voices were. And they had been trying to stop the cycle all along. I took a deep breath, then reached for the tuning dial. The metal was ice cold. The radio resisted. The static became louder. The room darkened. Something enormous moved behind the walls, not walking, listening, waiting. The calm voice whispered, "Turn it past 9. There isn't a frequency there. There never was." I closed my eyes and slowly turned the dial. 9.0, 9.1, 9.2. The radio screamed, the building shook, the floor cracked beneath my feet. The voices cried out together, not in fear, in relief. 9.3, 9.4, the green light began to fade. 9.5, the static broke apart. 9.6, the shadows disappeared. 9.7, the cold lifted. 9.8, complete silence. Then 9.9, the radio stopped. The green light went out forever. The room vanished. I was standing outside my apartment building. Morning sunlight covered the street. People walked past me. Cars moved normally. Everything looked ordinary. The radio in my hands was gone. No one remembered it. The maintenance room didn't exist. The black door didn't exist. When I asked the building manager about my grandfather, he frowned. "I'm sorry. I think you have the wrong building. I've worked here for 20 years. No one by that name ever lived here." Weeks passed, then months. Life slowly became normal again. Sometimes I almost convinced myself it had all been grief, a nightmare. Until one rainy evening, I walked into a small antique shop I'd never noticed before. On the highest shelf sat an old black radio 9. The shop owner smiled, without asking my name. He quietly said, "Go ahead. Everyone listens eventually."